this just in. It's that time again to take a very cynical look back at representing the WWE and live from the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. It's a Friday Night SmackDown. Air date November the 10th. 2023. This episode is, of course, the road to the Survivor Series, and the Survivor Series is the home of War Games. So let's go. 1,
2, 1, 2, 3. Lip really loves wrestling. He likes to talk about it too. If you like to watch wrestling like he do, come and join us on the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. On the wrestling show. Baby.
Well, welcome to The Wrestling Show. I'm your most fickle host, Lip Hazlewood, and this is a very cynical look back at the latest episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we dive into the big show, just a quick shout out to the non-competitors. That's right, they are the glue that holds the things together. First and foremost, representing the general manager, not there today. Absent today. We all know him as Mickie James's husband. It's Nick Aldis. Next, getting all the pre-match interviews and all the backstage scoops, we got ourselves a Kathy Kelly. And then heading into the ring, letting everybody know who's about to fight and the results of such matches. It's Mike Rome. And of course, least we forget, it's the I guess you can call them the commentary crew. They're most importantly the commentary crew, the play-by-play guys, the hosts, and I even call them the narrators of the whole damn show. They are the team. They're a 3-man team. Now today it's a change-up. There's a change-up today because the anchor of the team is no longer there. Not today anyways. He's there, has more pressing things to do. He's with his wife, Carmella, the very beautiful Carmella. She just had a baby. She's just got a baby. So, Corey Graves is being a good husband and being with his wife and baby. And I've heard that this baby is the most handsome baby that ever was born to the human existence. Regardless, that's just hearsay. Replacing Corey Graves for at least this week, it is Kevin Owens wearing, quote-unquote, one of Nick Aldis' ties. And by looks of it, Nick Aldis don't wear one of those ties. It is too comical. It is too comical looking. Anyways, Kevin Owens is there replacing Corey Graves. And of course, with Kevin Owens, it's, of course, Corey Graves refers to him as KP, but we all know him as the very enthusiastic Kevin Patrick. And with them both, he's a longtime veteran for over 25 years. It's Michael Cole. Now, without any further ado, let's get started with the show. So, we start off real big, I suppose. It's with Luftwaffe. I call them Luftwaffe because I'm an idiot. But they are called the LWO, Latino World Order. Then it's not all of them. It's, of course, the leader of the Latino World Order, the former United States champion, Rey Mysterio. Now, before I get involved with the show today, just a quick mention that the people who are not there today, and who I say are not, are the champions. Now, of course, Roman Reigns, the SmackDown champion. He was there last week before, so of course, that's 2 weeks in a row. He's got to take some time off. Let's be real here. So, no Roman Reigns. Of course, there is no United States champion, Logan Paul. I suspected that. Logan Paul won't be there every show. He might be there once a couple months, and once every couple of months, I assume. Once every couple of months. If we're lucky, once a month. But I'm assuming it's going to be a while. Now, that's because of this. Now, going into... Now, with that said, of course, also, not there, it's the tag team. The tag team champions. And they are the Judgment Day of Finn Balor and Damien Priest. So they're also not there today. So, with that aside, so there a lot of people aren't there. Only champion represented is the women's side. Io Sky. So now with that said, going back to the ring there, it is the LWO of Rey Mysterio, Zelina Vega, Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. That's right. Now over at the last big event at Crown Jewel, it is Logan Paul got the big victory over Rey Mysterio with the brass knuckles. Now, I'm just kind of weirded out by that. Like, really, did he really need the brass knuckles? After all, he does have that bionic fist, you know. He says he's got those, titanium plates in the side of his fists. You know, so regardless, he used the brass knuckles. So Rey Mysterio's all upset over that. Oh, you son of a bitch! Oh, how can I not get over that? You used the brass knuckles. You could have not done it without it. So he's all upset with the brass knuckles. And then here he comes. Oh, the music hits. And it's Carlos Colon. You know, Carlito. Carlito comes down there. And then he comes down there. He's spitting fire. And he says, Yo, Rey Mysterio, you are mistaken. Your anger is misplaced. It is not you should not be angry at Logan Paul, no. He did use the brass knuckles, yes. But it wasn't for Santos Escobar. He put the knuckles down so Logan Paul can use it. So it's true. Now, Logan did a match here. Logan Paul did use brass knuckles. A friend came in and dropped off knuckles, but it was now, Santos Escobar had brass knuckles. He could have just walked off with them, and that's that. But he put them back on the ring there, and Logan Paul grabbed them and used them on Rey Mysterio's face. So yes, he's bringing out the truth, the facts. And then it's, no! Santos Escobar wouldn't hear any of it. And he says, I'm out of here. I'm a-going. A bon voyage. So he's, I am out of here. He just said, I'm out of here. He didn't say bon voyage. It would have been funny. Bon voyage to you. You idiotos. So he leaves. And he not just leaves through the ramp. He leaves through the crowd. He leaves through the, he leaves through the, what's that, timekeeper's area. I believe over the barricade to the crowd. It's weird. A weird way to exit. But he exited that way. And then Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega follow suit. Oh, where you going? Come back here. So you follow him. And then we got ourselves, what's that, the official match, about to start. We got the Bobby Lashley and his private party of the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford. Come down to the ring there for the big match. It is Carlito versus Bobby Lashley. Now, with Carlito, it's only Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. The only two compadres with, Carlito. This match here was about 10 minutes long. This was a fun match, a good old-fashioned fun match. Because, it was just fun. Now, watching the match backstage. Now, I think it's one of those situations where they taped it whenever. Whenever, it doesn't matter when they taped it, because it has BFAB watching a quote-unquote television screen of the match that's currently going, which she just was watching a green screen, and then through magic of... regardless. So she's watching match, and she's like, because she's now wanting to be part of something that's a winning team, so she's looking at being part of the Bobby Lashley's private party. So, we move on. They fight outside the ring. They take the fight outside the ring there. It is crazy. They fight outside. Like, I'm not sure if the referee had any special notes from, Nick Aldis about, you know what, this match needs to come to a conclusion. You gotta bend the rules if need be. Just count 1, 2, 3, or see who submits, okay? I say that because they fight outside the ring for a minute. A solid minute outside the ring. You know? Bobby Lashley even, he throws Carlito into different things. It's like, it's weird that if you throw your opponent into objects, it's okay, fine, whatever. You throw your opponent to the through a table, whatever. Through a stairs, whatever. Smash his head into the ring post, whatever. But instance you turn things around, so you throw like a chair into somebody, you're disqualified. Makes no sense. But anyways, Bobby Lashley does all the stuff there, including ramming Carlito's head into the ring post, just like so. Doesn't matter though, I guess, that they don't disqualify for a reason, because it doesn't really hurt. Now the match goes on inside the ring, while outside the ring, with watching the match, it's B-Fab, and then it's Ashante the Adonis comes in there. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? I thought we're supposed to be hanging out here. Our team's cutting down a lot. We're losing a lot of weight in our team." Well, anyways, they're talking about whatever, and B-Fab's like, "Come with me, yeah." So they walk away. In the match here, we got ourselves now. They fight outside again. Carlito with a massive tope suicida. It's a what would you call a springboard, a slingshot tope suicida. And then I won. I guess what's that? Bobby Lashley gets thrown back and put back in the ring there, and Carlito is going to look after him. Now this is what all referees do for some reason. When your opponent is thrown back into the ring, when the first person gets thrown into the ring, the referee checks on him, turns his back on everything. That's the number one rule now. Turns his back on everything, and while that happens, Carlito tries to join the ring action there, and then he's held back by Montez Ford. By the dismay of Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde standing there like, "No, you're not doing what I think you're doing." So then by the time they react, it's too late. Carlito has been held back too long. And then it's Joaquin Wilde. He tries to take out some Montez Ford. He does a good job there until Angelo Dawkins comes in and then just plows over, just rams down, just like a football tackle, collapses the holy hell out of Joaquin Wilde, and then takes Cruz del Toro. He throws him around the world, baby. He throws him right into the crowd. It was massive. And then, of course, Santos Escobar. He decides to run to the ring to help his fellow, what's that? Phantasma, his old teammates. Anyways, so Santos Escobar's down, and he gets beaten up by, Angelo Dawkins. And then, of course, here we go. That's when everything happens. The referee turns around, looks down, like, "Hey, you guys, what are you doing down there? Stop it right now!" And then it's Montez Ford comes in and gives Carlito a quick kick to the face. There's a perfect timing too. So we didn't see any of that, And then behind him, he turns around and he gets speared by Bobby Lashley. Whammo! That's right. And that was that. It was over. So like I say, it was a lot of fun because everybody was in there having, just getting involved, But yeah, it comes down to this. It gets weird because it comes down to beatdown. Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, they beat down Carlito in the ring there. I guess Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, they've been just smashed by Angelo Dawkins. Just thrown right, just one move, they're down. That's it. These two are useless. And it's all about Santos Escobar. What, he's got to come in there? A 3-on-1? I'm sorry, but Santos does not play that game. Sorry. What do you want me to do? Get my ass kicked? So he doesn't go in there. And then it's Rey Mysterio. He runs to the ring there, helps stay with comes to the chair, and then it's the Bobby Lashley and friends. They leave. They leave the ring. So here's where the strife comes in. Family. This is a Latino world order. A family, a growing family. Santos Escobar, he's blaming everything on Rey Mysterio. Everything's falling apart because of Rey Mysterio. Because it's your fault. So he's really upset. Rey Mysterio pushes him away. Wow. Rey Mysterio treating Santos Escobar like Dominic Mysterio, pushing him away. Next thing you're going to do, he's going to ignore him completely. And he does. He turns his back on Santos Escobar to check on, Carlito. And Santos like, no, you don't. You don't treat me like Dominic Mysterio. And he comes in and attacks Rey Mysterio from behind. Now, he didn't say any of that. I didn't hear a word he said. But I'm assuming that's what he did. And then he pulls up. He pulls up like Rey Mysterio. He gets him down. He pulls him by the mask. I thought he's going to pull off his mask. Who do you think you are? My father. I'm not Dominic Mysterio. You do not treat me like that. Didn't say that. But he said, you made me do this. Stuff like that. It's your fault. So then, Rey Mysterio, he hi-ya-ya! Hi-ya-ya-ya! Let's stand back! Who do you think you are? My son? Ya-ya! Next thing you know, I'll ignore you. So yeah. Santos Escobar, he feels dejected. He leaves the ring there, all like hurt. And then Rey Mysterio's like, no, I will apologize. He comes out there to apologize. And then Santos Escobar, he grabs him by his lapels and chucks him, throws him back first into the steel post. Take that, you son of a bitch! You beat your father! And then Rey Mysterio, this is where the crazy thing is. Rey Mysterio, his legs are short. And when he lands, like he crotches himself, legitimately. He crotches himself on the steel steps. He scissors those damn things, man. Ooh, those balls got flattened. And then Rey has to move his leg because there's that carries on. His goes on. The sequence carries on. So Rey Mysterio has to move his leg. So he moves his leg up. His skinny little leg. He throws it up. And then Santos drop kicks the steel steps right into his other leg. Take that. And then Zelina Vega's like, no, what you do, Papi? You break the family. Oh, no. It's like, relax. You're lucky you're in there. It's supposed to be Electra Lopez. She is supposed to be part of Legado del Fantasma. She was the OG Legado del Fantasma with, Joaquin Wilde and, Cruz del Toro and Santos and, NXT. And then I believe we got Kathy Kelly asking, why did you attack Rey? It's like, Rey had it coming. Did Rey have it coming? I would say perhaps, if you see things, because it comes down to the United States title, the United States Championship gold, where, Santos Escobar could have been the champion. But anyways, the family seems to be falling apart. Like Rey Mysterio's real family. He can't seem to keep his families together. It's true! Next up, we have Golden Ring there. With some Bayley. Bayley in the ring. And she talks about her vision of what she had in mind with Damage Control. With Io Sky and Dakota Kai becoming tag team champions. Dakota Kai, she's injured now. She's doing zero work right now. She's just a face. Dakota Kai. Anyways, and of course she talks about their past, what's happened. Becoming tag team champions, Money in the Bank winner, WWE champion. Io Sky. Beat the best. And it's true, she beat everybody. That's why she's a champion. And she continues to beat them. And it's Io's era. It's Io's era because of Bayley. All thanks to Bayley's plan. And it can be true. Because Io Sky, she hit the sky. She broke the ceiling. She hit her max level part of Damage Control, Bayley's baby. So I'd say, yeah, Bayley had a lot to do with it. So she's wondering what's going on because a match at Crown Jewel, Bayley had a plan, but apparently things didn't go well. Even though it went well in the long run for Io Sky, because Kari Sane came in and helped. So she calls out Io Sky before she wants to talk, and she wants to get a heart-to-heart. What happened? So Io Sky comes down there, and she says, you had a plan, yes? Io Sky comes down there with, of course, the rest of Damage Control. It's, Dakota Kai. She starts talking about, and it's, what's that? Io Sky and Kari Sane all come to the ring there. Mm-hmm. So it comes down to, she said, I had a big plan. She talks about the plan. But it's, Io Sky. She's got a plan too, and her plan involves, Kari Sane. Now, of course, Bayley, reason why she's one of the greatest out there, she remembers the past. She brings up the past. Now, a lot of wrestlers like, Natalia would forget all about this past stuff. Doesn't matter. But this is important to people who matter. So, Bayley talks about, like last year, not last year, but years ago, 2020, during the pandemic, during the start of the pandemic year, was, Bayley taken out, just walloping her, just smashing her behind the scene, just stomping mud holes in her at the Cargo Bay doors. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, we got history here. I beat the crap out of her. She didn't quite say those words, but yeah. But it comes down to this. Dakota Kai talked about, what? We brought her in because we want to make Damage Control better and stronger. And look at what happened. And of course, it comes down to what about Kari Sane? And Kari, she forgives and forgets. It's okay. She forgives Bayley, and they all come together with a big hug. Bayley's like, I don't do that anymore. I might have the ponytail, but it's not sideways anymore. It's Jericho style. Jericho style. So yeah, she didn't say that, but they got all hug, a 4-way hug. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And until, of course, it gets broken up by Bianca Belair. She brings out Charlotte Flair, and then they both bring out Asuka. And they all have something in common. They all hate Damage Control. Damn you, Damage Control. And, of course, it seemed like everybody has something to say, but Asuka had the most to say. It seemed like it. Don't know what she said because it's all in Japanese. And, of course, she speaks the tongue, the native language. So, yeah. It's now it's all set. There's going to be a 6-woman tag team match. A 6-woman tag team match coming up for your main event match. But up right next, it's your second match. It is Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander 2. One was so good, you got to have a 2. And this was a great match. This was match of the night. This was beautiful. Beautiful. Now, this was but just a little bit under 7 minutes, I would imagine. Around 7 minutes, roughly. Now, just great. The level of wrestling here is just next level. Next level. They just understand how to put a match together. The problem is, Cedric Alexander, he's going to lose. He is he's considered that's right, the Lucha House Party. Not good. Lindsay Dorado, terrible. Anyways, but he's got some great, like I said, he's got some great talent, but he's going to lose. So with this match here, it was a lot of back and forth here, a lot of big moves. Cedric Alexander with a massive tope suicida between the second and third ropes. But what was incredible was Dragon Lee, his level, what he did in the ring there. He did this, what's that? Looks like a buckshot, which is he slingshots himself over, like a total, he was upside down. He goes over for a hurricanrana. From outside the ring, inside of the ring, buckshot style hurricanrana. Wow, I've never seen that ever. That is like next level. Wow. Wowsy. That was craziness. Craziness. And then, of course, not to be outdone with Tope Suicidas. Dragon Lee takes Cedric outside the ring there. And then Tope Suicidums, the most complicated one. Technically the hardest. And takes the most cojones to do, is an over-the-top rope crushing Cedric Alexander outside the ring there. Now, Dragon Lee. Now, this bump is the most technically advanced bump out there I've ever seen. Most technically advanced. It is he takes a German release suplex, a running German release suplex. He gets thrown. It's a throw towards a corner. And he lands into the corner and high in his head. I'm like, wow. Wowie. That is match of the night right there. That bump is so chef's kiss. God damn. Dragon Lee takes a huge bump. Wow. I was shocked. Anybody else would be injured after that. Their neck would have been out of place. That's it. They're dunzos for months. Anyways, they fight on. Cedric Alexander. His, counter wrestling. He's getting beaten up. Dragon Lee hits those ropes there, and then, counter, Cedric Alexander with a massive, Spanish fly out of nowhere. Huge. And then the Michinoku driver. Some big ass moves. This match was great. Had everything. They try to go for the pin there. Dragon Lee tries to go for a roll up. Doesn't get the roll up. He stands up before Cedric Alexander. Throws a knee. Giant flash knee to the face. Cedric is knocked for a loop. Sets up for a massive finishing move. Now the finishing move is with Dragon Lee. He gets set up with a sidewalk slam type thing. He gets picked up gut wrench style. He goes 360, gets you with a headlock, and then it's the inverted DDT. You get hit with a 360 inverted DDT. A beautiful move. And Cedric gets wiped out with that one. Wiped out with this match. Beautiful match ending crushing move. It was huge. So yeah, great. Dragon Lee, great. Cedric Alexander. It sucks that he's just pushing other wrestlers. He looks great, but I'm not sure. Yeah, something's got to be done. Cedric Alexander. He deserves respect, I think. This match proves it. Now after that, we got ourselves some LA Knight. LA Knight. He comes down to the ring there. And he talks about the elephant in the room. Crown Jewel. So falling short, Crown Jewel. Now, he had Roman beat, and he did. He had Roman beat. 1, 2, 3, had him for the count. We had the blunt force trauma on Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns, of course, like usual, he has help. Because Roman Reigns cannot do it by himself. And he proved time and time again. There's very few times. Now, he has done it on his own. A very few times Roman Reigns has done it on his own. But when it comes down to it, Roman Reigns needs assistance to win. That's it. Put it plainly. And it's no different because Jimmy Uso, he came in there and he's saying, you know what, Roman Reigns needs to give you everything, gives you money, gives you respect. He should give you all the flowers in the world for helping you. And it's true too. Jimmy Uso should be back in the bloodline just for that. After all, Jimmy Uso is the first one to turn his back on Roman Reigns. Why should you be the tribal chief? You're so mean. And then kissing his ass. Oh, regardless, that's Jimmy. So then we got ourselves Grayson Waller. Little Grayson Waller comes out there, and he comes out there and he talks about the ultimate disrespect. You know what? Maybe you're not the guy then, La Knight. La Knight. Maybe you're not the guy. So yeah, and LA. He's with his quiff. It's like, oh, you should. I don't think it's not about schools, and he shouldn't be around schools because he's a creep. And Grayson Waller's like, oh, shaka like a ding dong, baby. Ooh, wow. I can't believe you said that. You were told not to say that. Anyways, and then, just like Logan Paul and his opponent over at that MMA thing, he got punched in the face with the microphone. LA Knight punches, Grayson Waller with that microphone. Will not hear any more of his nonsense. He punched him in the face. They take him outside the ring. And he grabs Kevin Owens' water and splashes all the water all over, Grayson Waller. And, they have all these quips. Oh, look, you're all wet now. You're all washed up. Anyways, that just, after the break, the match starts. The match was about under 12 minutes. Under 12 minutes. This was a very good match. Now, if it wasn't for Dragon Lee and Cedric Alexander burning the house down, this would be match of the night. But this was a very good one. I couldn't believe it. A lot of back and forth. LA Knight burning it down. Grayson Waller, great wrestler. Great personality. Both of them top-notch performers, period. Now, they do have a part there where I always find is cringy at best, where, it's a patented move of LA Knight. They take the fight outside there. LA Knight uses his opponent's head as a basketball, starts bouncing it off the commentating table. It's hilarious because it looks so stupid. It's hilarious. If anything, it's hilarious. At least. But it was a great match. Other than that, and they do fight outside for quite a while. But 28 seconds, almost half a minute. Usually I thought 24 seconds would be, that's it. That's time. That's 10 seconds. But when LA Knight goes back, it was quite weird. LA Knight goes back in the ring there and goes back out there. And, then Grayson Waller turns things around. He goes back and then he clotheslines a holy hell out of LA Knight. It was crazy. And then he gets into it with, Kevin Owens. Because after all, it was his water that was used to wet him down a little bit. So you got something to say about me? You got something to say? It's like, yeah, I do have something to say. Your tights are sparkly. Could they be any sparklier? So it's true. Grayson Waller had some sparkly tights. Some sparkly ass tights. And Kevin Owens made it apparent to the world, baby. So yeah, we had this whole thing. Grayson Waller started working on LA Knight's knee by trying to tear it off at the corner post. But the referee's there to stop it. But he worked on the knee a couple more times. He thought, you're thinking that might be a point where, that might be Grayson Waller. That's where he's going to win. But of course, this is a knee trope. Like, with Cody Rhodes, where you got to, not just beat up your opponent, but overcome your knee pain. Anyways, Grayson Waller, he's got this elbow drop he does. He crawls on the second rope and bounces off the second rope. Now, he doesn't get much height. He does not get much height on this, but he gets distance. He shoots himself halfway across the ring with a massive elbow drop. Beautiful. Goddamn beautiful. But LA Knight, he turns things around, of course. And his standing elbow, he gets even more height than Grayson Waller does. Because LA Knight's standing elbow is beautiful. One of the best in wrestling, hands down. And he throws the elbow, whammo! That only sets things up for the blunt force trauma. So this is a clean victory for LA Knight, putting out Grayson Waller, and he walks out as a victor. However, the night's not over for Grayson Waller. Not for the worse, though. I guess kind of for the worse. So, before the night's over, Grayson Waller is joined by his tag team partner, Austin Theory. And they got a problem with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, I don't know, I guess it was his water that was used. Oh, wait, he got punched in the face, too. They got double punched in the face a couple weeks ago. And now it's like, it's go time. It's go time. You want to punch us both in the face because it looks like fools? Well, then we'll make you look like a fool. Now that Kevin Owens is the commentator. He can't touch them, otherwise he'll get suspended, apparently, according to the rules. So he gets pushed back to his seat there by, Austin Theory. Grayson Waller then pours some water all over the head of Kevin Owens. then throws the water bottle at Kevin Patrick, which I thought was hilarious because, Kevin Owens sits down, puts his headphones back on. He's like, yeah, look, I'm cool. But what he did to me is okay. I don't care. He can pour water on me all he wants. But when he threw that water bottle at you, that's it. I'm going to get suspended. Time to get suspended. This was hilarious. So then he runs and attacks Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. They end up going to the ring there where I guess Kevin Owens wants to, stunner Austin Theory, but Austin escapes with his life. But Grayson Waller doesn't. He gets stunnered instead. That's right. So then we move on to our next match, which is our main event match of the night. It is a 6-woman tag team match. And this was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now, tag ropes were used. Now, this match here was Damage Control, Bayley, Io Sky, and Kari Sane versus Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka. Now, on Damage Control side, we got ourselves some Dakota Kai. So, what's going to happen? We start off fast. This was about, this is a quick match too. It's under 6 minutes, a little under 6 minutes. It's Bianca Belair and Bayley. Now, Bayley, she's considered the greatest part of SmackDown because she's the most curvaceous woman in all of SmackDown. Yes, that's right. I think Bayley is the sexiest woman of SmackDown, including her Chris Jericho hairdo. I always wonder. Now, Bayley always wears a cutoff, Damage Control t-shirt. I always wonder, what does her wrestling gear look like? Does it match her pants? Does her shirt match the pants? Regardless, it means this nor that. Now, of course, it is Bianca Belair starts off quick with a massive dropkick to Bayley's face. Her face with a massive dropkick. So, of course, Dakota Kai does try to help out as much as she can. She distracts the referee while Io Sky and Kari Sane double team the high and low on Bianca Belair. Now, Bianca Belair fights for the whole match, really. Charlotte Flair does come in there one time, to at the beginning there when they kick everybody off. It was nothing. So, anyways, she was never tagged in. So, by the time Charlotte Flair, actually, Kari Sane gets tagged in, and she gets a nice, a wonderful, she goes off the top rope. Kari Sane is definitely fearless, one of the fearless fighters of the women's division. And it shows because she goes off the top rope with a massive flying forearm. It was huge. It was beautiful. This clearly, easily could be a finisher. But anyways, comes down to this, the final ending of the match. Bianca Belair tries to go for the hot tag on Charlotte Flair. Kari Sane ends up sliding out to the ring, pulling out Charlotte Flair, and then throwing Charlotte Flair face first into the steel steps, knocking her out. That's right. However, is Bianca Belair. She starts getting the better. She gets the advantage again, and she tries to go for the hot tag once again for Asuka. And then she goes to the tag. Asuka's reaching out, and then Asuka pulls her hand away. Nope, sucker! And Bianca Belair is like, why? Why? It's like, well, surprise! I bet you haven't seen this coming again. This is not the first time this happened to, Bianca Belair. That's right. She gets the COVID mist, the Omicron mist, right in the face again. Again, not the first time. Not the first time this happened. So this is not the first rodeo for Bianca, and she knows how painful it is, so she goes down in a heap, and then she gets kicked in the face. And since she's her own teammate, it's perfectly legal. And then, of course, it's everybody's confused. Asuka, now, it's a well-known fact. Asuka and Kari Sane were tag team partners in the past life. And it is Asuka and Kari Sane hugging. Yes, right, just hug. We're a team again. And then it comes in, Io Sky comes in for the hug. And then Bayley comes in to finish off the quartet of hugs. Mm-hmm. And then that's pretty much the end of the match because Charlotte Flair comes in and she tries to attack all four of them at once. Really? And then the referee calls, that's it! Match is over! I've lost complete control! So yeah, that's how it ended with a big, a fiasco. A big brawl now. It is, of course, 4-on-1. Charlotte Flair gets a beat down. But then we got one more person coming into the ring. It's, that's right, Shotzi joins the big fray, and she gets 4-on-1 too. Because after all, Charlotte gets beaten up pretty quick by 4-on-1. Shotzi gets beaten up. So here's the thing. First things first. Now, Damage Control is 4 people. Now it's Bayley, Io Sky, Kari, Sane, and Asuka. Now, this match here, this day ends with Charlotte Flair. Actually, it's Shotzi getting rose planted by Bayley. Charlotte Flair getting over the moonsault by Io Sky, and then it is a massive insane elbow by Kari Sane, just crushing Bianca Belair. So, the 2 points. 1, Damage Control now has 4 people in the team. Because Dakota Kai's there. That is, with their limited women in the division, that is like half of the women's division is part of the Damage Control of SmackDown. So I see this coming, easily see this coming. At the Survivor Series, there's going to be the War Games. So this next War Games is clearly going to be Damage Control. 4 people, 4 women, Bayley, Io Sky, Kari Sane, and Asuka. Versus, they got 3 now. It's going to be Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi. Who will be the 4th to join the team for War Games? Who knows? But I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that one's going to happen. So that's right. Your Damage Control, Bayley, Io Sky, Kari Sane, Asuka, and Dakota Kai. They run Smack It Down. All they need is the championship title, the tag team belts, and they got all the belts again. They got all the belts for once, because it's either got one or the other. Okay, so yeah. That wraps up for this episode of Smack It Down, and also concludes our wrestling show. So for our podcast listeners who stayed around for the very end of the show, know that I hold a very special place in my heart just for you. As for everybody else from YouTube, thank you for stopping by. We'll be back again very soon for another episode of All Wrestling Show. So, I've been your host, Lip Hazlewood, saying, I'll see you next time.